Hi everyone, it's Roger here from What's on DisneyPlus.com. A quick news update for you guys on Star Wars The Mandalorian being very popular with pirates. But before we get into any of that, make sure you do hit that subscribe button to keep up with the latest Disney Plus news. So as we already know, Star Wars The Mandalorian is a huge hit for Disney Plus. It has brought in millions of new subscribers into the platform. It has also been trending consistently on Disney Plus, and it's also even started making the Nielsen streaming chart. Now, it's not just popular with people that have got a Disney Plus subscription, because apparently, according to Torrent Freak, Star Wars The Mandalorian was the most popular series that people were downloading illegally in 2020. There are obviously a number of ways to look at this. It is a very popular show and it was bound to happen. And ultimately, as more and more streaming services exist, this might see a rise in more piracy as people decide that they don't want to subscribe to all these different networks and it's kind of go on and download stuff. Now, personally, I think it's more of a thing of, maybe sharing a account with a friend and kind of splitting the costs. Either way is a much better way and obviously a legal way of doing it. But there's also other issues with The Mandalorian that I definitely noticed here in the UK when it wasn't available, because Disney Plus didn't launch until March last year. So the whole of the first season, I know lots of friends that downloaded it because they wanted to watch it and keep up with everything. And that's probably been part of the whole situation with Disney Plus not being available internationally properly. It's quite interesting looking at the chart, which also includes number 2 was the Amazon Prime's The Boys, Westworld from HBO, then we saw Vikings from History, Star Trek Picard from CBS All Access, Cartoon Network's Rick and Morty, AMC's The Walking Dead, The Outsider on HBO, and both Arrow and The Flash from the CW network. It's very interesting to see that there are no Netflix series on that list. That might be because most of their originals are available everywhere and it's much easier to get hold of internationally, and maybe as well just more people have a Netflix account. But it's definitely going to be something we'll see beginning to increase as more people start looking at ways of saving money, especially with so many different streaming platforms. Ultimately, I prefer for people to be paying to watch Disney Plus, because that is essentially paying for these shows to be created. I'd much rather a couple of friends get together and share their accounts. One person takes on HBO, somebody takes on Disney Plus, and another one takes on Amazon, and they share it. To me, that is a good way of doing it. Might not necessarily be a bit grey, but I think ultimately then, if people are paying for it and you're having access legally, that's a much better way of doing it than going it through the piracy route. Though, unfortunately, it's one of those things that's going to continue to rise as there are so many different streaming platforms. But it's always a good thing to see Star Wars The Mandalorian popular, maybe it's not necessarily on this list. But let me know in the comments below what you think. Thank you very much for watching this video. Make sure you go check us out over at whatsondisneyplus.com. Like, follow and subscribe. Also, a huge thank you to all of our supporters over on Patreon and also on our YouTube channel memberships. And I shall see you guys in another video. Laters.